The abduction of hundreds of Nigerians, including almost 350 school children in just a matter of days, has reignited a pressing debate about the persistent security crisis gripping the country. A resurgence of mass kidnappings came after US President Donald Trump threatened military action in Nigeria to stop what he calls the killing of Christians by radical Islamists. The Nigerian government has responded that violent attacks affect families and communities across religious and ethnic lines. We look at the evolution of mass kidnappings in Africa's most populous country. The kidnapping of more than 300 Catholic school students is the latest such mass abduction in Nigeria. But to understand the severity of the situation, you have to trace the past incidents that have affected the West African nation. December 2020, armed men abducted 344 boys from a boarding school in northern Katsina state. Islamist insurgent group Boko Haram claimed responsibility before the students were freed by Nigerian security forces a week later. February 2021, at least 279 girls were kidnapped by gunmen from a government school in Zamfara state and force-marched into a forest. They were released after a few days, during which they were beaten and threatened with shooting. May 2021, gunmen abducted 136 students from an Islamic school in Niger State. 6 of the pupils died in captivity, 15 escaped, and the rest were released after 3 months. July 2021, about 150 students were kidnapped when armed men raided a Baptist school in Kaduna State. The students were released in batches after ransom payments. March 2024, gunmen seized more than 200 students and staff in Kaduna State. The students were rescued after 2 weeks. The government denied paying ransom. November 2025, gunmen took 303 pupils and 12 staff members from a school in Niger State. According to the Christian Association of Nigeria, at least 50 children escaped later. In the same month, gunmen attacked a government girls' boarding school in Kebbi State, killing the vice principal and taking 25 students. All but one of the girls are still missing. Images from St. Mary's School showed the aftermath of the raid and the school principal and Bishop Bulus Johanna meeting with parents whose children were taken in the attack. The kidnapping comes amid a surge of attacks by armed groups and Islamist insurgents in Nigeria, which has been under heightened scrutiny since US President Donald Trump threatened military action this month over the treatment of Christians.
So on Nigeria, just wanted to ask you, do you envisage US boots on the ground?
Could be. I mean, a lot of things I envisage, a lot of things. They're killing record numbers of Christians in Nigeria. And they have other countries very bad also. You know that part of the world very bad. They're killing the Christians and killing them in very large numbers. We're not going to allow that to happen.
Rap icon Nicki Minaj praised Donald Trump's stand on the persecution of religious minorities, calling for an end to faith-based persecution in Nigeria, which the government denies. She has previously posted to her legions of social media followers about the killings of Christians in Nigeria, an issue the Trump administration has made a priority.
And I want to be clear. Protecting Christians in Nigeria is not about taking sides or dividing people. It is about uniting humanity. Nigeria is a beautiful nation with deep faith traditions and lots of beautiful barbs that I can't wait to see.
Parents are still desperately searching for their children days after armed gunmen abducted students and teachers in the latest mass kidnapping to hit the country's troubled northwest region. Jean Conye, a mother whose child was among those taken, sat on the ground near St. Mary's private Catholic secondary school, distraught at finding no trace of her missing child.
I came to the school, I'm here searching and looking whether I will see any child that I returned, but I've not seen any child.
Emmanuel Bala, chairman of the school's Parents Teachers Association, confirmed that no children had been returned.
Honestly speaking, me, I didn't see any child that was returned or brought back here in this school in the name of maybe they rescued him or he came back. I didn't witness that one.
The school's gates remained closed as the community grappled with the attack. Martha Matthias, a teacher at the school, recounted the harrowing ordeal in which her husband was taken. She told reporters the armed men initially tied up her husband and demanded she come out as well. She continued that when her daughter saw her father on the ground, Matthias recounted, adding that the gunmen eventually decided to leave her behind.
They asked my husband to come out. When he went out, they now tied him. They now said, "Me too, I should come out." Then Nathan started crying. I said, "I want to go and carry my son." When I went to carry Nathan, Adama now woke up and saw people standing with guns. She now started shouting. When I came out, she now followed me. When she saw her daddy lying on the ground, she ran to him and wanted to meet him and started shouting, "Daddy, Daddy." They told her if she does not keep quiet, they will shoot her. They put the gun in her mouth, telling her to keep quiet, that she should go back. She said she's not, that she will follow Mommy and Daddy. That's when one of them said they should please leave me.
Nigeria's north suffers from widespread insecurity ranging from a jihadist insurgency in the northeast to armed gangs known as bandits in the northwest who carry out kidnappings for ransom and hide in forests.
And what we are trying to make the world understand is that we should not create another Sudan. Nigeria has a population of 230 billion souls. It's the largest democracy on the African continent. It's the largest country on the continent. We've seen what has happened with Sudan, with agitations for the partitioning of Sudan based on religion, based on tribal sentiments.
First pressuring South Africa and now threatening Nigeria, President Donald Trump is letting US domestic politics steer his policy on Africa, boding ill for foreign governments hit with his fury. Nigeria has witnessed years of deadly clashes between mostly Christian farmers and Fulani Muslim herders. The violence centers on clashes over dwindling resources, although on the surface, it falls along ethnic and religious lines. Africa Bureau, WION, World is One.